Voice assistants ushered in a wave of excitement around voice technology, but years later, the limits of voice assistants are clear. Stick with me to explore the challenges voice assistants have faced, as well as lessons learned from these challenges. Challenges for voice assistants. Turn-based conversations favored by the popular voice assistants, like Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or Apple Siri, can sometimes be more convenient than manual input methods, but they are often too slow and tedious for users. The assistant must wait for you to finish speaking before it can determine your request, and then defaults into a spoken response. You then must wait for the assistant to stop talking before moving on to another step. This makes for a terrible user experience when you recognize that the assistant has misunderstood the intent or what the user is trying to accomplish with the voice command, but still must wait until it finishes speaking before making the correction. And barging into the conversation while the voice assistant is speaking to clarify that original request is rarely successful. Instead, you typically wind up starting over with your initial command, albeit with a slight tweak in how you say that command. So it is not a big surprise when you look at smart speakers and smartphones, the most popular use cases for voice assistants are predominantly user-directed requests. Smart speaker users ask questions, ask to play music, ask for the weather, or ask to set a timer or an alarm. Smartphone voice assistant users ask to initiate a call or text, or for directions or music. Notice these are all single-turn interactions, meaning there is no back-and-forth conversation required or desired. A simple request is spoken, and the device completes the task. That's it. Lessons learned from voice assistants. Although we associate voice technology with conversational experiences, we rarely need to converse with our digital devices through multiple turns to complete our task of interest. The real focus should be on spoken commands and completing the user's task as quickly as possible. When pairing these spoken commands with a website or mobile app, think of a voice UI as a feature versus an assistant, and you will likely build a better user experience. This insight is why at Speechly, we developed the model of building voice UIs as a feature that blends alongside existing ways of interacting with the screen, such as typing, tapping, or swiping. And in fact, academic research backs up this observation to approach voice UIs as a feature versus an assistant, thanks to the popular concept of the uncanny valley. The uncanny valley describes the relation between how human-like an artifact is and someone's emotional response to it. The emotional response increases as human likeness increases up to a point where it suddenly plummets. Roger K. Moore of the University of Sheffield's Speech and Hearing Research Group found a similar pattern with conversational capability. This model compared the usability of a voice interactive solution with its flexibility in conversational dialogue. The closer the solution gets to human-like conversational ability, the more usable they are until a certain point where the assistants cannot meet the user's requirements. He calls this the habitability gap. Moore commented, "There appears to be a non-linear relationship between flexibility and usability. As flexibility increases with advancing technology, so usability increases until users no longer know what they can and cannot say, at which point usability tumbles and interaction falls apart." Voice UIs as a feature versus conversational voice UIs. There are limitations with the voice assistant model. However, there are tangible opportunities for voice UIs as a feature in our web and mobile applications. If these opportunities are of interest to you, consider checking out our full white paper on voice UIs as a feature versus conversational voice UIs in the description notes below.